Alright gang, we are outside the American Stonehenge place. We're gonna head inside and see what we gotta do. Cause I do think we gotta get tickets. So yeah, sorry, I was just chilling in there for like 15 minutes. I got here a little early and the tiredness all hit me at once. It all hit me at once. Like I was almost passing out while playing my video game, but yeah, let's go see what's popping. Let's go see what's popping. Alright, so I just watched a little video about the place, and a lot of this stuff here is set to align with the sun during certain times of the year, which is really dope. And I actually did a thing in there where it's like, if you're tracking like along the line of the sun or whatever, this place like perfectly aligns with like the Stonehenge in England, which is really fascinating. But yeah, about to go on the like trail now, but I already see some pretty cool stuff up over here. Like when you're walking right out the thing. Not quite sure what this is. Not really quite sure at all. But then we got this thing over here. I don't know what this thing is. I don't know. This has got something to do with the sun aligning thing, right? And over here we got like the kids' gemstone digging area. That's fun. But we also got a sundial. Big ass sundial. This is dope. Hold on. Now this is dope. So what? You just stand like in the middle and then you face 12 o'clock. And I mean, I am like right between 9 and 10. That's a little, oh, that's pretty cool actually. That's really dope. And then, you know, you got like your standard one here that's just up all the time, which if you're aligning with the thing, is like in the same spot. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, you know, I'm gonna walk along. I'm gonna enjoy the time. So they have alpacas here, which I will show. But yeah, if I see something noteworthy, I'll film it. And yeah. Got some nice information. We have like a little garden spot. Y'all know Vinland Saga. Goated anime. Definitely like top 5 anime of all time. Not sure where on the list it is, but it's top 5 of all time. But if you know, you know. Alright, so this is our first like real major part of the place. And this is called the Watch House. And why is my phone... Okay, there we go. Way back there. Can't really see it on camera too well. You see that white stone right there? That's quartzite. And I guess on the February 1st and November 1st cross-quarter day alignments, the large quartzite stone is... Oh, so on the equinoxes, the sun shines just right... Oh man. Just right in there that it like illuminates. And I guess they found like bone and stone pendants in there, which are now on display in the museum that they have, which I might hit up. Well, we got a 3. What's the 3 thing? Hold on, we're gonna find this out together, real time. What's 3? The Serpent Wall. This is the largest of several recently discovered effigies on the site. The watch house forms the head of the serpent, with the body starting behind the large boulder and extending 2,550 feet around the hill. Whoa. Other serpent walls. So, this is the head of the serpent, the watch house. And then this is the body of the serpent, the wall. That's interesting. Hold on, we got number 4 up here. Let's go see. Alrighty, so at number 4, I guess there used to be like stones that stood here that aligned with the winter solstice, but those fell, and I imagine these would have been, or that would have been like right over here, given just how it looks. But now it's just, you know, just a walkway. But yeah, a lot of like thought like went into like doing all this, which is like, it's nutty the time that like our ancient ancestors had on their hands. You know, that we could just be mapping out the sun in our free time and constructing these whole elaborate things. It's nutty. But yeah, if you want to come to this place, I highly recommend coming like right at 9. You know, so like you're one of the only people here. I don't know how like popular this place gets, but it's always nice, you know, being by yourself. I think there's one other person out here with me, and you know, she's doing her own thing, I'm doing my own thing, but yeah, there's a little thing up there we might have to go hit up. Alrighty, so we arrived at the 5th site, or the fifth like thing. And this used to be like an ancient clay deposit, which when this place was first discovered, there was evidence of like ancient like pottery going on down there. Just kind of wild, kind of wild. Look at how like dark colored this water is. A lot of tannin in there. There's some little ducks back there. But yeah, so I'm not sure if I go up that way. Oh, that way. I can go up this way and then come back around this way. I don't know. I'm just walking around. So I have no idea what this is. And this is definitely a more modern thing. But yeah, I don't know what that is. Like at all. It might be a little lost, okay? So when I walked over here, I thought this was Site B and this was the moon standstill alignment wall. I'm assuming it's that rock over there, because that rock feels pretty important. But moon standstill, when viewed from a large boulder about 20 feet north of the south end of this wall, which is that boulder over there, I'm assuming, the winter solstice sunset monolith C becomes the most southerly position of the moon cycle. So I don't think that's C. I think that's B, and C is somewhere else out here. We'll have to see. I don't know. Man, just walking around this place is like, oh, maybe that. Sorry, that over there. I don't know. But guys, it's just weird to be walking around here knowing that like ancient people used to walk around here. And not even just that, like people in general, right? Like smart, intelligent people. And they were doing this for like cultural reasons, spiritual reasons. And it's just like, wow, man. It's just like actually insane. Like I don't even know, man. I'm like starstruck. Like I don't have any like real like thoughts or nothing. So over here is closed off. I can tell from here. I'm not sure why. We'll go over and look in a sec. But I want to see if this is C or not. If this is C, then that means... So this is C. Okay, so this is C. And that means from that boulder way back there, this becomes the most southerly point of the moon cycle. So when the moon lines up over here, this is the most southern point. Let's go read what this sign says. I know I'm not allowed over here, just because the sign says so. Wildlife Habitat Protection Area, trail closed for habitat regeneration. I fuck with that. We are intelligent when we be doing what we be doing. But yeah, let's go see some more shit. So forget everything I said about this, actually. This is the winter solstice sunset alignment. So when the sun sets on the winter solstice, it sets like over this. And something they said in the video is that the stuff doesn't line up exactly anymore, just because like 4,000 years ago, the position of everything was slightly different. So now I think instead of setting perfectly dead on, it's like a little over. But for the most part, still pretty accurate. And within the next like huge like 26,000 or 2,600 year cycle, it will be lined up again. But well, then we're coming up onto E, or no, we're coming on to D and E. So this first one over here, right? D. This is the February 1st sunset alignment. This standing stone is aligned to the setting sun on the 1st of February. So this first sunset in February aligns with this stone right here. And the November 1st sunset lines up with this one. Which is so crazy that ancient people were just able to just like do that. I mean, I don't even know, because then it's like you have to have like a calendar, right? You have to have some sort of like way to like measure this, like the like years, so that way you can measure the sun, so that way you know this like when this is gonna happen, and that it's I don't even know. It's just crazy. I will forever be amazed by the knowledge the ancient people gathered and how they gathered it and what they gathered it for, because that's not something that's really like touched on a whole lot. This is a path. Let's see where this goes. Yeah, so that was the snowshoe trail. Sorry, I'm trying to line myself with the sun. But that's the snowshoe trail. I don't think there's anything like really super crazy like around it, like structure-wise. So we're gonna try and hit up all the structures. Maybe go hit the museum up, and then I'm gonna get a couple souvenirs. This is dope as shit. But honestly, I may not stop anywhere else. I might just go home after this. Okay, I'm tired, bro. Tired. But this really like Sorry, I thought I just saw a snake on the ground. But this really just like reawakened me. But yeah. Alrighty. So just found another like little thing. We're at Site H, which is supposed to be the eye stone, which used to have a eye petroglyph, but due to like erosion and stuff, it's been like pretty much wiped away, which I'm not even sure which one it would have been on, but that's pretty sweet. I think I can hop over here. But yeah, this stone feels rather important. I don't know though, because I'm not Native American. I don't know exactly like what tribes would have been over here. Just from the little bit I read that like, you know, like a bunch of different cultures came here and did different things. Like obviously you had the colonialists come in and doing their probably just straight garbage, right? Not doing anything good, but yeah, you know, so I don't know. I'm still just truly in awe. It's like, wow, man. It's like just such like a deeply spiritual place, and it's like, I don't know, like once you have that realization, it's like, wow, man. Wow, like I'm walking like right here, between these two walls, right? I'm walking in the same place some ancient Native American did. And you know, they're speaking in a language that I have no idea, right? That I doubt like most or that like many people at all can speak these days. And it's just like, wow, it's just, I don't know, this is really just like groundbreaking stuff for me, man. I'm just like truly like awe-inspired. Oh, okay, I think this is the main site. Let's see. Please do not pick the flowers. They should have told the last guy that. So this is site A1, which I believe there's like other parts of the A thing, which might go down this way, I think. But all of these will line up with the for both the spring and fall equinoxes, which is like it's crazy that like among like all these different cultures that the solstices and equinoxes like have this like extreme importance, right? And it's like, I mean, like naturally, you know, they should, but it's crazy that like all these cultures, right, even before they all like had any sort of contact with each other, all figured out how to map the sun and the stars on their own in order to measure that, right? It's crazy stuff. And there's definitely something to it. I think we're at the sacrificial table. Okay, we gotta peep that out. But we are at the main site now, which I guess this is where the bulk of this stuff would have happened. Let's see if there's anything in this thing. You are here, and this is the structure of the whole thing. This is where true south wall goes, true north wall. The summer solstice sunset. So on the summer solstice, the sun sets there. Wow. And then you have all your equinox. Equinox sun sets there. Winter solstice sun sets there. Whoa. Midsummer sunrise. Sun rises from there in the midsummer. Midsummer is just slightly, actually pretty lined up with the winter solstice sunset. Interesting. Equinox sunrise. November 1st sunrise. So interesting. They just had this big... Hold on. Alright guys, we're going on a real adventure here. So we're going down into here. Jay, the summer solstice stone. We can go in here and so this, I guess, is the true North Stone. Nutty. Okay, we got H over here. Oh, I stone. Whoa. Now I'm confused because I saw H before too. I honestly don't know what I'm... This is... Holy moly. Holy moly, I'm creaming. Now this is interesting. This feels like someone left an offering, which I can really appreciate. See, I wonder if the labels in here are different. Can I go over here? Whoa. Maybe this place was illuminated during the November 1st sunset. Maybe this spot was illuminated? Is this the sacrificial table? The trail continues through the oracle chamber. Is this the oracle chamber? I don't know what the oracle chamber is. I don't know. I'm lost, low-key. Okay, so over here we got 27. What's 27? 27... Sun deck chamber. This chamber required substantial restoration in 1980s to correct earlier modifications and damage. Is that this? You just chilling here? Yo, this is fire. 28A. 28A. Oh, okay, that is... Okay, so what we were just going through is the Oracle entrance. Okay, now let's go back with it making some sense. Okay, Oracle B. Upper drain. A channel carved into the bedrock when the chamber was constructed acts as a drain. So there's a channel running through here that acts as a drain. Okay. C. Secret bed. This was a secret bed? And they're a niche large enough for a person to crawl into. I mean, I guess. What's D? Speaking tube. Words spoken through this stone-lined tube exit under the groove table outside the chamber. This features similar to oracle tubes found in ancient European structures. Interesting. So you would talk through here. Hello? Hello? Oh, that kind of does sound a little funky. It will go all the way to the table out there. E. Roof opening. The roof contained two openings that could open and close. Whoa. So there was some way that they could get this to open and close. Which is very interesting. I don't know how they did that. And then... Whoa. Okay, so F is a seat. So these are seats right here. And I mean, I can sit, so yeah. H... carvings. Running deer. I don't see any carvings. Maybe they just found carvings here. But yeah, I don't see any carvings. I don't know. Just chat, let me know if y'all see the carvings here, because I don't see nothing. I imagine there was at one point, though. And what's I? I, lower drain. Okay, that's lower drain, and J, exit. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. So this is another carbon dating site. They found a couple of stuff here, but the oldest one can be dated back to 2000 BC, which, holy moly, that's a while ago. That's a long while ago. All right, what are we looking at over here? We're looking at 24, large wall. Okay, yeah, just kind of just a wall. Holy moly, holy moly. Holy moly. And we got a random boy in the middle over here. Oh. Whoa. It shifted a little bit. That's going to unleash an ancient curse on me. 21. The Mensa Stone. This slab, once bedrock, estimated at 6 to 8 tons, was lifted at one end to form a table of sorts. The 3 modern drill marks are believed to have been caused by quarrying in the 1800s. So there's drill marks on this Mensa table somewhere. This thing right here. See, there's a little space underneath. Hello? Anyone in there? No? Okay. This is sick, man. 20? We got a little notch over here. Restoration. Goodwin's photography for the site aided. A hammer stone. Okay, this is kind of little bit of nothing. Nice little crawl space though, or not even a crawl space, just somewhere you can put your body in. 19. We are looking at east-west chamber. This 3-section chamber, similar to ancient European structures called gallery graves, is the only one with an east-west oriented doorway. All the chambers opening down the face toward the south. You can go in here. Whoa! Yo! See, like, what did they do in here? Like, they have, like, all these, like, chambers and shit. What the fuck did they do in here? They just hanging out and chilling? Nah, there had to be some, like, cultural, like, ritual, religious type thing. Because there's so much stuff here that's just like, oh, it's just a little notch. Like this thing over here, 18, number 18. Let's see what number 18 is. The V-hut. The small chamber is named for its wedge shape. What's it for? We don't know, but it got made. This is so nutty. Just a bunch of random chambers. I wonder if there was like some kind of like overnight like festival type deal where you would come here and just basically just like stay here. Okay, now we're at 16. 90-degree hole. This slab is a 90-degree hole throughout one edge. May have been used as a gate post. 90-degree hole. I mean, there's this. I don't know about a 90-degree hole. And we got 17 over here. What's the importance of this? Let's see. Remaining walls indicate a large structure once stood here. So there used to be a big structure here that was taken down. And see, that's the crazy part too. Everything left here is just small. Hold on, I might have zoomed in a little bit. Sorry. But everything here is just the small scale stuff that didn't get like eroded over time, or even like just knocked down by like colonialists and settlers. So it's crazy the amount of stuff that stood here, but imagine what it looked like once everything was finished being made. So crazy. All right, so we're at 15 and 14. Take a gander. Sorry. Quarry post socket. These marks are from modern quarrying equipment on this site. As much as 50% of the slabs in the main site were removed by quarrymen during the 1800s. So there used to be more slabs here. You can still see the like markings from like where the men way back when like started like burrowing into. Like, I'm not sure what all this like white stuff is. Let's see 14. I didn't read 14. 14, the pulpit. Well, these are modified remains of a large structure. It was probably used during the 1800s by quarrymen as a central loading area for wagons taking stone from the site. The top portion of the wall was reconstructed by Goodwin's crew. So you had quarrymen who were coming here and taking the stone and then bringing it somewhere else to be used to build like houses and roads and stuff. Which, crazy to think that there's roads out there that have like stones from there's houses around here that have stones from here. Just crazy to think. Crazy to think. Well, we got a little something here. I think we already peeped it though. 11. Undetermined structure. More stone work is believed to have existed here prior to the 20th century. So there was a lot more stuff here, and we just have no idea. We just have no idea. 15 or 13. We can't even go in here anymore. You know, it seems pretty much like a lot of the other structures we saw. Let's see, south-facing chamber. The entrance of the chamber is oriented to the south. It was restored in 1982 and 1992 to repair earthquake damage. Okay, interesting. So they probably have it roped off because it's not the most structurally sound since the earthquakes. I'm having a lot of fun. 12. True south-pointing wall. This wall is an extension of the north-south axis which runs through the site. Beginning at the true north stone, it is now recognized as a possible serpent wall. Whoa, interesting. And that's the clay deposit we saw earlier, I think. The Petit area. Whoa. When Jonathan Petit's grandfather and father... Okay, actually, I'm gonna do this here. If y'all really want to pause and read, you can. I'm gonna stop filming and read it myself. So, alright, so if you read that, then you kind of have a decent enough idea of who Alexander... I think his name was Alexander, who Petit was and their family. And Site 10, right? There's a bunch of different sites in Site 10. 10A, 10B, 10C, 10D, 10E, right? And they actually built their first house on top of here, which was on top of some ruins, right? And 10A over there, I think would have been like a thing. Like, I think there was a fireplace in there. See 10D, which is this wall over here. Stone steps. These steps were uncovered in 1855 excavation. They led into a courtyard surrounded by several structures. So these were steps. These were steps to get into there. 10C, L-shaped wall. Okay, yeah, that's just a wall. Cellar hole. The wall exhibits the cellar hole exhibits a variety of stonework. Millennia of construction, renovation, and restoration by the original builders. We can go down here, so let's see. Whoa. This is so weird, guys. Like, so many different people and cultures use this place. Oh, there's definitely fire in here. Like all the just like random like big gaps like that. Like, that's intentional. That's something that's intentional. That's not accident. Like, that's intentional. That's not accidental. Given the fact that, like, if you can accurately build your walls to match the sun over the course of the year, any hole and gap in here, immediately I don't think is an accident. It's intentional. We got 9 over here. Let's see what 9 is. Carved circle and tool sharpening groove. Grooves like this were often used to sharpen stones and antler tools. So you can see I think the people who own it now added this circle to make it more obvious to the naked eye. But around it, it might look better in person. You can actually feel it. There is like a groove in here, like a circle groove. And I guess what they're saying is that like people just like sharpen their tools around it, whether that be like metal, stone, antler. That's nutty. Site 8 over there. Looks like a little thing. Let's read it first, and then we'll go over there. Upper wall. Excavations in 1963 found quartz crystals in the bedrock at the bottom of a 23-foot deep well. The quartz is on display in the museum. So we're definitely going to want to hit the museum up. And that part of the video is probably going to look so much better than this part. But, yeah, let's go see that well over there. What? Please no climbing on walls or structures. Good thing I didn't do any of that. Whoa, that's 23 feet deep. Crazy. Alrighty, I think we've seen... There's trail cams everywhere. I've seen a couple of these now. Hello! Oh, 7. That seems interesting. Let's look at 7. Let's look at 7, gang. Sump pit. Charcoal excavated from the exit of an underground drain was radiocarbonated to 1540 CE. Interesting. 1540 CE, so... That's before the Europeans got over here. But... Got lots of stuff. And then even still, it's like there's still so much like outer wall, or like what they would call serpent wall. This is just nutty, man. This is just nutty. Well, I think I'm gonna head back to the visitor center, gonna hit the museum up and buy some stuff. You can't really see him too well. He's got darker fur, but alpacas. There's like a dark brown one and a white one in there. Or no, not white, I guess. It's like grayish, kind of whitish. I don't know. Pretty cool, guys. But we're back over here. Oh, there's like a little garden area over here. That's nice. Pollinator garden. That's pretty cool. But I do want to check out the museum. Dude, so this like whole area is like huge intersection for many like pretty significant part like American history, all the way from the natives to slavery to the colonialists. Really crazy. Got some part. Yo, we got glasses. Very small glasses. What nice pottery, though. Some old spoons. Very interesting. I'm trying to go quiet. Gary, that's not it. Nice fun information. Neolithic tools, like Neolithic tools. Whoa. Interesting. They'll create tools with stones. I mean, that's something that, like, just ancient humans did. But, well. Oh, these are pendants from that one structure. Very fascinating. Very fascinating. Early pottery. Shards pottery. Fascinating. Love this stuff. It's cool. Whoa. Whoa. Take ancient languages. Where's the ancient house in the New World? Whoa. So they found Celtic symbols here. Very fascinating. Very fascinating. 39 days stone. Freshly inscribed stone. Found north of the main complex on Mystery Hill. The stone reached 39 days. Whoa. Again, that ties with like Celtic stuff. So you had Vikings here. You had, you had Nordic and Celtic people here. You also had native people, colonialists, slaves, both escaped and enslaved. Very fascinating. Oh, all right, guys, back in the car. Only thing I got was this Andean, I think, this Andean round pan flute. I'll get the hang of it. I'll get the hang of it. But this was fun. This was really fun. What just like a deeply like spiritual like play like you go in there, you feel it. It's like, wow, this is like crazy, you know, like the fact that like ancient people could just do that, right? And then it's also like all these crazy things where it's like they're finding like Celtic and like Nordic like runes there. The fuck is that? The fuck is that? That's crazy. That's crazy. So, you know, the fucking like Vikings were for sure over here before fucking CC, right? Fuck that guy. But there's just so much history here, so many cultures like intersect here, you know, whether it be for good or for bad, right? They intersect here. So, such an interesting place. I highly recommend that, you know, everyone, you know, if you're into this kind of shit, definitely check it out. It's in Salem, New Hampshire. It is the American Stonehenge. For sure, come. They open at 9. Yeah, a lot of fun. Yeah, but yeah, that's just gonna wrap it up. Kind of sorry it was a little shitty, you know. It's like I know a lot of the time it's like the camera wasn't really super good, but whatever. But yeah, have a good one, guys.